None of this stuff's made for the passion fan, and therefore it's very clear when you hear Fallout is not being made for fans. Amazon's Fallout director says it would have been a fool's errand for the series to try to appeal to fans. I don't think you really can set out to please the fans of anything. Well, you just shot your show in the foot. Now, granted, I am not a massive Fallout fan. I only played Fallout 4. And it was also only ended up playing it out of a bit of need to play something. And I enjoyed it for what it was. I've been told that it was a step down from previous versions, but I had a pretty good feel for it. And I felt that I was ready to deal with the Fallout world and TV show. And we are a short month away from it. Mid-April, we'll be covering it. And we have the unique perspective of our good friend Dre, who actually worked on the games. I know. Shocker. We actually know somebody who worked on the games, who was a fan of it, and will likely have something to say about the fact that this dumbass has decided to, I don't know, not make a series made for the fans. As the revelation of a multi-opening Iron Man-esque helmet for the supposedly radiation-proof power armor was not enough of a red flag for Amazon's upcoming live-action TV adaptation of Pop Robert's franchise, director Jonathan Nolan has admitted that the series is not made for fans of mud. Now, this is a sad thing. And I call him a retard now because Jonathan Nolan used to make good television. I've been told by everybody under the sun that Person of Interest was fantastic from beginning to end. That season 1 of Westworld was great. That season 1 of anything he's involved in usually great. It's usually when he steps away that it goes to shit. So for Jonathan Nolan to say that it is a fool's errand to try and make something for the fans to please the fans, I thought he was smarter than this. Maybe he's drunk the Hollywood Kool-Aid too deeply. As reported by UK-based consumer technology news outfit T3, Nolan's appearance at the event saw him share his belief that trying to make the series in a way that would please longtime franchise fans ultimately a futile effort. I don't think you really can set out to please the fans of anything or please anyone other than yourself. I think you have to come into this trying to make the show that you want to make and trusting that with us being fans of the game, we can find the pieces that were essential to us and try to do the best version. Did you say anything else here? No, sorry, Chris Nolan. Sorry, I'm sorry, Chris. Jonathan Nolan. Sorry, Chris Nolan's his brother. Sorry, John Nolan. But you have it wrong there. Your first instinct should be try to make something that the fans will like, to put the best foot forward in making something that the fans will like. You give them as much as you can while changing what has to be changed for the screen. Because as I always say, I am not a one-to-one. I know for me, one-to-one is a pipe dream. It's an ultimate dream, but I know it can't happen. You can never have a one-to-one. I always say get as close to possible. And that means putting as much stuff as fans like into something as is necessary. And certain things that must be taken out then get removed for the sake of either time or for the pacing of the story. Then it's understandable. And if the characters all remain as they should, then it works. But if you remove small details and if you change things that make a story not work just because you're trying to please yourself and not the fans, then you're setting up for a recipe of disaster. And Fallout, the TV series, I don't care what you thought of the trailers at this point, this shows you this was not made for entertainment. It was made to fill the cup of somebody's ego. To this end, Nolan then attempted to assuage fans' fears regarding the series' respect for its source material by pulling his aforementioned fan credentials, asserting, "It started to me with Fallout 3, which devoured about a year of my life." Unfortunately for Nolan, it should be noted that given Fallout 3 was the first game made by Bethesda, rather than the original developers, Black Isle Studios, and the massive amount of division amongst fans regarding which two companies handle property better, his attempt to establish his series fan cred likely had the opposite effect. Yeah, see, what we're back on now, we're back on honesty. We're back on honesty and trust. I said I played Fallout, but I said I played Fallout 4. And I made it clear that was not the most well received of any of them, but it's the only one I played. So at least I have some familiarity with the world and how it works. So I feel I'm capable of reviewing this show. I'm upfront with you. I'm not trying to snow you. But here's Nolan trying to say, oh, I played the game. Guys, don't worry. Don't worry. You could trust me. I'm legitimate. Oh, are you? Are you? You see, I'm just reviewing it. I'm not trying to create something. You're trying to create something, and you're trying to claim you're a true fan. Yet you didn't start where it all started. See, now, I wouldn't try to make a Fallout property because I only played 4. I was an aspiring young writer at that point, and it almost derailed my entire career. It's so ludicrously playable and fun. Seriously, the games were just incredible. Games? You only played Fallout 3, apparently. You didn't play more than that, according to you. It's such a rare and unbelievable thing that I've gotten to do twice in my career, to take something that you love and get a chance to play in that universe, to create your own version. Oh, you said the quiet part out loud, Jonathan. To create your own version. There's the truth. He doesn't care about making a game for Fallout. Sorry, making a show for fans of the Fallout games. He cares about making his version. See, that's the problem. That's the problem when people are given the reins to somebody else's intellectual property. If they don't like something, they try to make their version of it. And that's the danger. I don't trust you when you say create your own version. The first go-around for me was Batman. Nolan helped pen all 3 entries in his brother's cinematic Cape Crusader trilogy, though he was said left uncredited for Batman Begins. Well, listen, I know it might be heresy for me to say this, but I'm not a fan of the Nolan trilogy. Some people may like them as good movies, but one thing is for sure, it is agreed upon, they are not great Batman movies because they destroy the lore all over the place. They are not good Batman movies. They like them as movies, but they're not good Batman movies. So once again, credibility, legitimacy, that doesn't work. And this time with Fallout, a series of games that I absolutely love. But you only said you played 3. Did you even play New Vegas and 4? Although impressed by the crowd is whether or not for all his aversion to pleasing fans, he had at least produced a Fallout series that he was satisfied with. Nolan opined, it's kind of a fool's errand to try and figure out how to make other people happy. No, it's not. Stick to the source material. Stick to the lore. That's the easy way to make people happy. If you stick to the lore, stick to the material, then at least you're making an attempt in good faith. This doesn't feel like any sort of attempt in good faith. You've got to make yourself happy. And I've made myself very happy with the show. Well, of course you are. You just said you're making your version. So of course you're going to be happy. It's your version. Everybody else be damned. What a load of crap. What a complete load of crap. This show is DOA, and I will be reviewing this and talking about it every week on Roundtable every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on this channel with my fellow Fallout fans, with our good friend Dre at Brutal Comics, who worked on the games. So we're going to have a fun, unique perspective on Fallout the series and whether or not it's a fool's errand to try and please everybody when clearly Jonathan Nolan is just out to please himself. All right, we're done with this one now. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, at @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.